You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's Real World After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Real World After Show.
Yes, the hand claps. Yo, what up, AfterBuzzers? Bing is for doing, and we are doing another AfterBuzz TV after show for the Real World Season 27, Episode 6, Smells Like Green Spirit.
That's the name of the episode.
I gotta say, Real World has the most interesting and random titles.
Okay, yeah, it does.
They don't fall under bad.
No one probably knows, though. I was on an entire season. I never even knew they had names.
Yeah,
you never knew they had titles?
Yeah, so
That's
that's why I was just clarifying when you said that. So everyone who's out there listening, like, why did he just say "smells like green spirit"?
Yes.
That's the name of this
episode
episode.
6, right?
Episode 6.
Right.
So we are back in studio. Finally have some people in studio. We wish Nicolette Gaona a safe trip. She's doing a little something big, so we'll talk about that when she comes back in studio. I am DJ Jesse Janedy. Across we have...
Michael Adam Royer.
And next to him we have...
Keven Undergaro.
Back for the Real World. Kevin pops his head in the Real World. And I'm glad because we've had guests every episode. And whenever someone calls in, we always ask how they feel about the season because we've kind of been on both sides of the fence and a little iffy about if we like the season, where the season's kind of going. And so, I mean, now you're here, you're in AfterBuzz. Kev, what is your overall kind of census of the show?
I'm always a fan, so I always love it no matter what. I always get sucked in. However,
favorites?
It's been very slow,
Slower.
But I'm excited. Today was great, and I think next week we're gonna kick it in.
Yeah, it's a slow steam engine, but we're getting that in. And speaking of steam, hopefully we got the steamer on the line. Marissa, you can patch him through whenever he comes in. Let's talk about some love and marriage. We got some relationships going on in the house. Robb and Marie. This is actually, I gotta say, I do like their chemistry on the show. Of course, veteran AfterBuzzer Roxy Stryer will be joining us in studio when she's back from Boston. And that was the first thing. She texts me and she goes, Jesse, I'm watching The Real World and I love the Reds. The Gingers are my favorites. Twitter, they're their favorite couple over Trey and Laura.
Really?
Yeah.
Robb and Maria are the favorite couple over Trey and Laura?
But
I think just as a couple, they're very cool.
Yeah.
You know, they're having fun together, they're drinking together.
I don't like
same
Robb
tattoos.
I don't
Really?
like Robb at all.
How
I
come?
like Trey a lot more. I like Trey a lot better.
Really?
Oh, wow, that's weird.
That's interesting.
I want to know why.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really like gingers, I guess.
This is solely based off
No,
this
I'm
hair
just
color.
kidding.
No.
I don't know. Robb
It's kind of, you have to be saying that for a reason.
Robb just kind of annoys me. I think he kind of thinks he's super cool and like, oh, I'm tall and I'm really pale and redheaded. So
I do get that from him at times, but then when
he
in
thinks
situations,
he's so cool, like the way he dresses and everything, the way he acts. Trey, you know, I have ups and downs with Trey, but I kind of like his personality. He's kind of chill.
see, I'm kind of opposite with that because last week we kind of rashed. Well, me and some of the callers kind of rashed on Trey because kind of felt like he was throwing people under the bus, going around like saying, "I clean. I'm the only one who cleans." And again, throwing everybody under the bus for that. And then tonight, I mean, and even back with Brandon and the supporting of Brandon, I feel like Trey's kind of a little more judgmental when it comes to things that other people do. Whereas with Robb, he always kind of pulls Brandon aside and he's like, you know, bud, like, I'm here for you.
Yeah.
Even drunk as hell.
That's why I think that I don't like him, because I'm more like Trey. I'm more judgmental and just like, fuck everyone.
Well, there you go.
But
Jesse's the more nicer guy. That's why you get along. That's why
yeah,
you
but
like Robb
I
better.
agree with you, Jess, because Trey to me seems hypocritical, and you know, and then Just God, it's like at least with you, Adam, it's just you were honest about being an asshole. You were just like, here's me, I'm an asshole, I'm the biggest asshole here, and there was no like.
What do we say? Commitment.
Yeah, he was fully committed. Like you were fully committed to being an asshole.
Trey does kind of try and keep it down low.
Right, like he's playing like he's the he's the good guy, he's the smart guy, he's the decent guy, and he's not.
Yeah. One time I remember I got out of bed with Nani, and then I went online and Skyped with Jordan right in front of the girl that I was seeing back home, right in front of everyone. Nani comes walking by, I'm Skyping with her. It's like I had it all out in the open, you know what I mean? Trey's kind of like on the phone.
Yeah, no, he's sketchy.
Both of them are, because even Robb, I mean, let's talk about that right now. Robb is talking to Emily, which to me, I can understand Trey and Chelsea more than Robb and Emily. You met this girl 2 weeks before you went on The Real World. Right. I fell head over heels, and
that's why I don't like him.
That I do get that. Like that. That's cool.
But it's Adam. What you're saying is valid. There's definitely this like, I'm cool, and it's presentational. His cool. Yep. It's not. Yeah. Whereas I always said with your year, Leroy to me was cool.
Right.
This guy's playing cool. He's playing the character of cool. Like I see that. I do like him. I see like a lot of things I like, but I definitely see where it's very put together.
Right. I will agree with that. I mean, and even like with the relationship thing in the house, I feel he's very, I really like you, and he's trying to put this thing, this relationship together more so than Trey's actually trying to do
definitely
with Laura.
Right.
But then he's on the phone, and when Marie came up to him, was like, "Who you on the phone with?" He's like, M. Not Emily, M. Like
trying to be slick.
Yes,
about it.
Like, and
right.
I just think he tries to put this cool on, but he's so see-through. Like he can't. I feel like it would be hard for him to lie. You can kind of just see straight through him.
But he's messing with the wrong girl, because that girl's Staten Island. And
yes,
she's no. She's like, okay.
Like if anything, at least Trey's messing with Laura. She's
the weaker.
A little, yeah. She's
very
like,
weak.
We can take it slow,
right?
Whatever you want. I'm gonna do. You tell me if I'm coming on too strong. Marie's like, fuck this, dude. I'm gonna fucking go bang some guy.
Yep.
In his bed.
Right. He just lit the wick.
So I mean, but that's the interesting part of this relationship for me, in watching that.
By the way, nice little commercial they did. They were both acted really well.
As we were talking about that commercial, I thought it was really cool, and I'm kind of jealous I never got to do anything like that for the Recall. The movie,
need to stay on the show longer.
The movie Total Recall. They did. Robb and Marie did a sweet little commercial,
and that's
for
the
that.
first
Good, decent acting
for any.
Yeah, and I've never really seen a Real World season do like that. Was an actual acting a commercial,
right?
So that was kind of cool. I was really impressed.
We were starting to see with Jersey Shore. They were just being themselves, and then they started doing some acting.
But even those commercials with the Jersey Shore, what was the energy drinks?
Energy,
and they're like walking. They were kind of
them literally in the movie theater. Remember talking about the film?
And it was like kind of low budget camera.
Mm-hmm.
This was like
cool.
Much
cool
like,
set.
I'll tell you guys, it's the future of TV, because see, as we DVR everything here, we had to stop, right? We had to stop and see it, and that's what all of America is.
That is
doing.
true, because we normally fast forward.
And it's the future. It's the future.
We're watching the show to see them.
Right.
But if we see them in a commercial, we're going to pause it, because that's why we're watching the TV, is because we want to see them. We don't give a fuck what they're doing.
Right.
Although I don't know if that's going to make me go see Total Recall. I'm such a fan.
They made you watch the commercial.
That's right. Watch commercial, and we know about Total Recall, whether we see it or not.
Like, and now we're talking about it, and
there we go.
More advertising,
and getting that out to more hundreds of thousands.
MTV. That was smart.
Good thinking, but they carried the ball.
They did.
They were good.
And I gotta give them credit. Like that's why I like them as a couple. See, if it was Trey and Laura, that would have been awkward chemistry, and their chemistry is great. Even when they went to the bar, I like
they do have cool
they're
chemistry.
Drinking buddies.
I can see why everyone loves them.
Cool.
They're fun, and they probably should just stay drinking buddies and hook up, and then have boyfriends and girlfriends on the side.
And it's funny because you said she's the wrong person to do that to, because in the relationship, I think she's the man.
Yeah. That's actually what I was
and kind of the douche in the relationship.
He's kind of like I'm gonna like, you know what I mean? I'm kind of a girl.
Because when they were drinking with Brandon, she was like, I don't care, I'm probably the worst role model ever. Where Robb was like, you aren't gonna relapse. Like, it's gonna be okay. Like, I don't know. To me, I thought that was hilarious. But we want to talk to you guys really quickly. Every week we're here in studio. We do this for free here at AfterBuzz TV, and we need your help. We're actually working with Amazon, so if you're making any online purchases, you guys can actually do that through AfterBuzz TV. You go to AfterBuzzTV.com, and at the top there's a banner. It says Amazon. You just click that link, and it'll bring you right to Amazon.com. No extra charges. All it does is help us here at AfterBuzz deliver you more content. So please, any online purchases, AfterBuzz TV, Amazon link, and then there you go.
Do it.
Yes.
Do it.
All right.
Brandon.
My favorite character of the show, Brandon. He's actually really been hard to get in contact with.
I don't like him.
So I'm gonna reach out to one person who I kind of saw they have a little connection, and because he's the person I want in studio on the show. I mean, we need to dim the lights and really so Brandon, what happened to you as a child? Because I want to like Dr. Phil Brandon.
I don't like him.
There's a lot of baggage. Adam,
why don't you like him?
Yeah.
I just feel
See,
like
we're Boston boys, so we kind of like have an understanding for it.
I mean,
but
I'm from New England.
No, he's a Boston guy. He's not Maine. I always say when I saw your episodes, I go, "That's a Boston guy."
I grew
New
up.
England
I
is-
live like
that's
an
just
hour
how
and a
it
half
is.
from
That's
Boston.
true.
I was
No,
down there all
look,
the
he's
time.
with
A
the
lot of my
accent and
friends are
everything.
like that, but
Oh, he's so Boston. So,
I don't know if I'd say so Boston.
No, you're so Boston.
But I don't know. I just think he just annoys me. Like, he is kind of a crybaby. Everything kind of has to be about him. Oh, I can't drink. Everybody feel sorry for him. Like, dude, come on. If you're not drinking, just fucking don't do it. Don't make a big deal about it and bring everyone else down. Fucking people trying to go talk to you and like make a whole big deal about it. Why are you even stopping drinking anyways? Like, who gives a fuck? Keep drinking. If you want to drink. Just do it. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
the views expressed here, those are the hosts only, not by AfterBuzz TV. No, I mean, come on. You got to give him credit.
For what? I totally agree with Adam.
Really? Okay.
Totally agree with
So
Adam.
here we go. Side
Because
to
let
this.
me just
Go ahead.
probably expound on what he was saying. I feel as though it's all about him.
Agreed.
And that's what. And by
disagreeing.
the way, and that's with the earrings and the tats and the this and the that. It's because if I can't have the best body, if I can't be the best looking, if I can't be the funniest guy, here's how I'll get the attention. So then every
Totally.
every
I agree
every time
100%.
so now I'm out, I gotta get like so drunk, whatever, so it can all be about me. Then now I gotta switch gears. And now I gotta be sober, and now it has to all be about me. I'm in the corner brooding. Everyone's gonna come say, "Oh my God,
I'm gonna
you
walk
okay?"
away. I'm gonna walk away and make everyone chase me.
Yep.
All right. And I'm not disagreeing with what you guys are saying.
And that I do. It annoys me.
However, it does annoy me. However, we talk, like I'm going to say this again, I say it every week, redeeming qualities. To me, when I look at somebody like Brandon, he's doing these things not. There are people who do it because they like the attention and they know they can get it out of people, but it's not in an arrogant way. I think it's honestly from a place where an insecurity that he has, or
It's not
something
arrogant. No, it's
something
definitely-
that happened to him
Right.
as a child. I mean, just watching last week with the whole girl situation, you can tell his mentality is that of like a 17-year-old boy. Like just vacuuming around his bed and putting little candles
And
up.
he gets so hurt when he gets shut down by a
Yes.
girl. It's like, dude, come like.
And then he called his ex-girlfriend, and you see all he wants is an attachment with one person. So that's
wants
why he's
attention
giving
from
the
someone.
attention out, but he wants it
attention
from.
someone.
And I can't hate him for that though. It does get annoying, but he's very entertaining to watch on television. I must say.
I want more. I'm disappointed. I wanted him
However,
drinking
I
tonight,
did-
and I wanted a blow up.
I was hoping that he would just.
Come
I'm
on,
not
buddy.
gonna lie, this is so bad, but that when they showed the shots and he's like, I'm just gonna
I was
get
hoping he'd
wasted," I
have
was
a
like,
couple and then come back and all the
Yeah.
roommates would get calm out and be like, "Hey, why were you drinking, man? Fuck you!" And then he's like, "Fuck you."
So
and he
my
gets
thing
blacked
is,
out.
yeah, if we're gonna have him, I don't want the moping around and the tragic poet over in the corner. I don't want that. I want like
The tragic poet.
I want chaos. I want madness. If he's gonna do that, then bring it.
Well, and
But you're boring me right now.
I want you guys to call in and weigh in on Brandon. 424-256-1729. Please call in. Let us know. I mean, I don't want the boring Brandon. If you're coming on The Real World, I mean, I'm always for, hey, if you're going to quit doing... I mean, obviously, we say he's stopping drinking due to wanting attention, but at the same time, he wasn't wanting attention 6 months ago when he stopped doing cocaine. You know what I mean? So maybe that was his first step, and he is taking a step.
But you would. Here's the
But
thing,
you
Jesse.
shouldn't come on The Real World and stop drinking.
Can I
because-
tell you something? I'm surprised he has a medallion. because normally when you go through,
It's like 3 months.
no, it means no. It's not okay. No drugs and you get to drink. That's it. You're not supposed to be drinking. He's not supposed to drink with the
And you're sober,
cocaine,
you're sober.
whatever it is. You're supposed to be. You're right. You're
Supposed
sober.
to be sober.
So that chip is, I'm sure he's not being honest with them. Because you can't. Sober is sober. That's what sucks about sobriety.
Brandon's putting his dick in the soup.
Sorry.
To say.
Yeah.
Come on, let's
Yes.
keep it appropriate. I thought we
Right.
were toning down here.
Well, dick in the soup is basically meaning.
I'm just.
Well, you get what it means. All right. Everyone at home knows what it means. Do we think that he's going to last this whole season without drinking? I gotta give him props. Though.
Definitely not without drinking.
No, he's gonna drink.
He's gonna-
He
Yeah.
owes it to us.
He couldn't
He
even.
does
yeah.
owe it to us. I will say.
He can't even barely make it one episode
Yeah.
without breaking down.
I'm concerned. When we saw, at the first episode, they always show the upcoming highlights, and it starts out everyone having fun, and then it goes dark, and you see all the madness.
They didn't do that this year, though.
We did. No, they did the first time. There was some. It's just I didn't see a lot of it, which has me concerned. I mean, this we gotta let's pick up the pace here. So I'm hoping he does drink, and I hope he,
I mean, whatever.
I'm
Maybe
wondering
he
if
does
someone
stay
goes
sober.
home.
Maybe he does stay sober.
Why,
the whole
why,
season.
Jesse? What's that look in your eye? Jesse keeps saying someone's gonna go home. Do you have inside info?
Yeah,
or-
he doesn't have
don't.
inside info. He just thinks that.
I feel really strong about this. I mean, I've watched The Real World many seasons.
I'm gonna do a little digging. Talk to some
And-
inside sources I know.
Yeah.
The reason why I think that is because, watching the Vegas season, watching all the other past seasons, they show, like you said, it's like Bad Girls Club. It's quite nice and peaceful and everyone's getting along, and then it turns into this wild, chaotic thing, and they show you all these different clips. I feel like with this season, all the clips, you could tell were from the same episodes. So I feel like they couldn't really project too far ahead for that reason.
That's possible.
So I'm hoping so, because I think we do need to spice this up a little bit.
We do. Now next week looks good, so we hope.
Yeah, I was gonna say next.
Well,
week,
and I mean, here we are talking about Brandon, but Robb, as we see, gets kind of crazy himself. And I was kind of hoping that was going to happen this episode with the taking the cans and smashing them on his face, and he was punching himself in the face, and he was bleeding.
Rob.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
we'll see that in the upcoming one.
I'm excited
Yeah,
to see
yeah.
that. And you guys, again, you guys help us out every single week by watching us on YouTube. I gotta say, the comments, the conversations that go on in our YouTubes, we totally appreciate it. But we need your help. You guys, we need to be #1 in iTunes. So all you got to do is you can watch us on YouTube, but then after you do that, move over to iTunes, hit subscribe, rate us 5 stars, and then leave us a comment how you like the show. iTunes, AfterBuzz TV, The Real World. Subscribe, rate, comment.
Yeah, boy.
Thank you. So let's get into the couple and Trey and Laura. Here's my thing, because we had Trey call in, and Trey kind of made it seem like, yeah, me and Laura, like, we were really good friends. It wasn't really like that, but now we're watching this, and I do see him stringing her along. I think we all kind of noticed that she was being strung along.
He kind of freaked out a lot when she was just talking to two other guys.
Now,
He way overreacted.
do
on
you
that.
think
Yeah.
that was him honestly overreacting? Because you
that's
comparing
him
that to
trying
yourself.
to, that's him trying to play a game to get her to like him more.
Yep.
That's all it is. I do it all the time.
That or
Awesome.
is it
No,
that?
It's true though. Like that's what I said. I said, Jesse, do you really miss being single? Back in college, as a guy, I did that too.
Then
I'm sure.
she's chasing.
and I hate myself for it.
Then she finds
Yeah.
herself chasing him, and it just makes her like him
Right.
more, and he knows that.
Right.
And every guy knows
And-
that.
and-
You make a
and-
girl chase, and that's what she wants. She wants to chase you. Everyone wants what they can't have.
And he punished her for how dare you pay attention to other guys. Seriously, and don't ever do that again.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's
she
what that's
won't.
about. No, she
Double-edged
won't.
sword.
Because rather than her just saying, hey, I was just talking to these 2 guys, she was like, you're mad at me because these 2 crazy men came up to me, and girl, stop. I
Yeah.
can't with that.
But she was sweet, bringing him food, and it's just I didn't feel so good watching that.
She annoys me.
Yeah, you've said that.
I I feel like she's a good person. I feel she's very
That's
weak.
what I mean. I think she's sweet. She is weak.
But I mean, from the adoption paper things
To the animals.
the animals
Weird
is getting
obsession
too much.
with animals.
To even you have these girls, and both the girls, Latoya and Marie, were sitting there like, "Yeah, you are weak. Like, yeah,
Right.
yeah. What are you gonna do about it?" And she's like,
Right.
"Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna stand up for myself, and I'm gonna talk to Trey." And then you fall back into his trap. So before we get into that, while that conversation's going, then we have Trey, who gets a phone call from Chelsea, who's been talking to Chelsea the whole time.
This is the big
Hypocrite.
bomb, I think.
And we find out that
I'd say she's 100% pregnant.
yeah,
There's no doubt about it.
Right.
He gets a call from his girl back home, and she's pregnant, but they don't want to talk about it because she doesn't want that to be out in the air. I mean, who would? Who would want you being announced that you're pregnant and probably going to have an abortion announced on national television?
Well, but so my question is, do we think they both wanted the abortion, or maybe one over the other? Because to me, I felt like Trey was like, I don't know. I kind of felt like I felt like he wanted. He's like, well, we are not going to deal with this in 3 months.
Wait. He wanted to have the abortion.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. For that guy's personality, hell's yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. So wanted to.
I mean, I don't care. If I got a girl pregnant, I'd keep it right now. Like, even though I'm crazy like that, and I'd love to have a kid right now. So you never know.
Is that because just the gangster mentality, knowing the government will just pay for the kid anyway? We'll throw him in the projects. Is that why? Because
dude, it's like I want to grow old with my kid, but that's another story.
And then have the government send them checks. So whereas I think that like Trey is your nerdy like college guy.
I'm gonna be really
he
tied
knows
to Chelsea.
he knows he's 20 years. He's in 18 years worth of checks, and he's like, ugh, and he's like connected to this girl who he's tooling on. He's done
cheating on.
He's not and that's why he had that. Oh my God! Like most college kids do, unless it's
I'm surprised he wasn't more banged up and upset about it. Like he took that pretty
he
easy.
did.
He's just
you know
like
what? No, he took it. You know
because
what?
He took
it hard, but you're right. He took it well. Because I know me, I'd blab like a bitch. I would
not only that, I couldn't.
I would have been like, "Holy shit, dude!" Even when Brandon sat down, Brandon. Not that was the guy I wanted to talk to, but I would have opened up to somebody and said, "Oh my God, you understand?" But he was like, again, little waspy politician, went right, closed off, perfect. Think about it, like he had no one coaching him. He shut it down,
and
none of us
when
know.
He called in on the show.
No.
When he called in on this show, I was saying he really knows how to talk, and
very
well spoken.
I'm telling you, lawyer, he's like
very well spoken, knows exactly what to say so he doesn't piss anybody off. He's like he's a politician. He can say all the right things to make everyone happy.
So is Trey the baddest bitch in the house? I mean, at the end of it, he knows how to act like a child to the girl that he's talking to, because he knows that will.
He's my favorite.
I'd say he's the biggest heel.
Yeah,
I think he's the biggest heel. But again, not lovable, because Adam was an honest heel. He came right at you. This kind of heel is like, nah.
With it redeeming qualities, or
no? I'm saying he's to me. I don't. He's
kind of fake.
Yeah, he's front and he's calculating. I don't know. It's just that in business, this is going to be the guy who's just going to terrorize all of us and like make tons of money. Like, you know what I mean?
And when we spoke to him, that was one of the things he said. He said, going into this, you have to know that this is going to be a platform to be able to build other things off of.
Yeah, that's not real world.
That's not what you're supposed to be thinking about. That's not what I ever thought about doing. I was just like, fuck it, I'm going
to have fun and bang whores.
Yeah,
which is awesome.
Trey's like, how am I going to use this to my advantage to,
Which that's the afterthought. That should be the afterthought of the real world.
Right.
So Trey, he gets this news and isn't talking to anyone, walking around the house. And
again, just say again how smart, because none of us know for a fact that the girlfriend's pregnant so far. Anyway, they could conceivably go the rest of the season. None of us will know, and we don't know what happens. Right? Maybe we won't find out about if there's an abortion or whatever.
Oh, exactly right.
And that's well played, sir. If he can pull that off.
I'm surprised he didn't, because you're allowed to use email, as you saw in this episode. Marie emailing the dude Max that she wanted to come bang her.
Right.
I'm surprised that they didn't just deal with that on email, and that she actually put that out there on the telephone.
Well, we couldn't hear her voice though.
No, but she was very cryptic too. She was saying,
we could hear her. She didn't say she was pregnant, but she's like, I have to tell you something. He's like, what? Did you cheat on me? Did you hook up with
No.
someone? She's like, no. Obviously, he already knew that she might be pregnant. So she's like, no, I'm not hooking up with anyone else. No. Like, and he knew by process of elimination what it was. And eventually we all figured it out too. But I'm surprised she even did that on TV and didn't just send her an email.
You know what? And this is just me maybe overreading, but the tone of her voice seemed like she wanted to
keep it.
Yes.
Oh, no,
she was happy.
So she was happy
like,
and she couldn't hold it in. Yeah.
Well, she's gonna have Trey forever,
right?
In her presence, and she is the son. And that's where I came to you guys and said the 3-month comment when he made that comment. Well, we're not dealing with this in 3 months because I don't know what the abortion timing is.
It starts to get tough, right? It gets past legal.
Yeah.
And already, well, she said she's known for what, 2 weeks? Yeah, come on, what the hell?
Plus, Trey's smart enough to know that they start. You gotta wrap it up quick because they start getting attached, and then it gets harder and harder.
And speaking of attachments, so after that, Laura goes out, talks to Trey, and she tries to like throw her balls around, and
she tries to stand up for herself and be like, "What's going on here? I'm not going to be shared." That's exactly what she said. I'm not going to share you. She's going to be like, "Oh, well, I'm not trying to share you or whatever." And he's like, then I guess we'll fucking just cut it off. Do you want to slow it down or what?
No, he said.
And she was just like, well, then just let me know if I'm coming on too strong. I'm like, what? You just came out there and said you didn't want to share.
She tried, and he said no, and he said, I just think we should slow it down, right? We shouldn't cut it
he
off.
He wants to stop, but he said it won't be easy. But my favorite thing was, I didn't plan these feelings. I didn't plan to like you. I didn't plan to meet you. Do you understand what this is doing to this girl's head?
I know.
Because she's sitting here saying to him, like, it's going to be no right now. And I believe we have Steamer on the line, and I would love to hear Steamer's opinion on Trey and Laura. Steamer, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Steamer, please. I need you to, like we say on BGC, I need you to clock the T on Trey and Laura's relationship and this whole conversation that happened.
To me, it just reminds me of every situation I came across in college. Somebody came in with a girlfriend, and then they meet somebody there, and they're trying to mess around with that girl, but they're keeping the girl back home.
Yep, that's right.
Eventually, it's going to come to a head, and I think that's what's going to happen down the line, as we saw in the preview last week.
And she's coming out to lose.
In terms of how he's treating Laura, I mean, he is jealous because he wants her to himself, just like we saw in the first episode when Brandon was crushing on her. So he wants her, but he also wants to have the girl back home and eventually to be forced to make his decision.
Yeah, he just wants the best of both worlds. And right now he has it. He's like, I got my girl back home. I got Laura. Everything's perfect. She's coming out to visit. I'll keep the best of both worlds. And then when she comes out to visit, I'll just, back off Laura. And when she leaves, then I have Laura. And
okay, here's one thing, Steve, that we haven't considered. Is as much as we say he's a politician and he knew coming in what this was going to be, etc., then why with Chelsea at home is he not trying to hide his messing around with?
Well, no, him and Chelsea, and that's what's kind of been interesting with their relationship. They seem to have a really cool relationship. He said, look, I'm going to go on the show. I'm with you, but...
Oh, he already worked it out.
He said, I'm not going to break up with you, but I'm going to have experience.
He worked it out. Oh, he's good.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's a lot like the situation I had when I went on the show.
But
you said that the same thing?
I had a girl back home that I had just started dating for a couple months.
But here's the thing with Chelsea. I mean, we saw a clip when Chelsea comes and Chelsea says, where's Laura? I want to meet Laura.
Really? I didn't see that clip.
So I think it was last week. I think that Chelsea's a little more confrontational, which will be really interesting to see.
Chelsea probably knows a little something's going on, and so she's probably going to fucking mark her territory. And she's probably going to go and meet Laura, be like, hey, what's up? She could come at it two ways. One, become friends with the girl, try and get some info, or two, she could be like,
that would be smart.
Back up.
Because she's been with him long enough to know if he's playing games or not. And then also, I mean, here you are, and he's telling you if he's saying that he wants an abortion, she could be looking at it like, well, why? Why now all of a sudden?
We'll see, too, when she comes out to visit if she drinks or not.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Oh, yeah, you're right. And then we'll know.
That is a good one. Because they stay for what, like a week or something? When they come?
technically, I think it's 3 days.
Ask Steamer, what do you think about, we touched on Brandon just quickly. Your quick thoughts on him.
I like him. I mean, I don't think he's a attention whore at all. If anything, I thought Adam on his season was much worse than Brandon. He was like Adam was like breaking shit for attention, getting drunk and all that shit. But fucking Brandon was being legitimate. Like that's the way he is. Like I don't find one funny aspect of his whole.
No, he's got a drinking problem. He blacks out. Yeah,
right. He definitely has a drinking problem.
Right.
But in terms of like he just being himself.
No, you're right. That's not an act when he's
drunk. There's so
much
redeeming qualities in him that I'm just rooting for him to succeed. So I'm not going to say a bad word about the guy.
All right, that's what. When I hear that from you, I'm going to give him a second thought now.
I just want. I know this is so bad.
Good.
But it's just because I love train wrecks and hot messes. But I wish he would just do AA after the real.
No, we need him to. Yeah, but Steve, you understand? We need him to mess up a few more times before it's over.
Like at the end of the show,
he will. Obviously, he's going to do it. Like just the fact his first weekend was St. Patrick's Day, and he got over that hump. But there's no way in hell he's going to be able to do it throughout the rest of the season. I mean, you had LaToya rooting for him on. It's not going to happen. The guy has a problem, and
it's not
the real world isn't a place to get that solved.
No, he'll be all right on Challenges 6.
Yeah,
he can be like, he can come. All right, and so what do you think of Robb and Marie?
And Emily.
I like them. I mean, that is my favorite couple on the show. I mean, so they like again. I disagree with Adam. I like Robb. He seems. I don't see him act like he's cooler than anyone else. I just see him as like a normal guy. Like he seems like somebody I'd hang out with, and that's like the biggest test I have watching these shows is try to take out the editing and see who would I like hanging out with, and Robb is one of those type of people.
He'd be the most decent to hang out with, but Steve, he's put together. There's a lot of thought put into, don't you think?
Yeah,
the presentation there.
Yeah.
I mean, there could be, but like as I said, like he seems real. Like the whole cast, like obviously there is some sort of like editing, and they are putting on a character per se, but like they seem legitimate, and that's all I want to see.
Well,
like,
so
I want to see people being real.
Okay.
You say he seems genuine, real. Do you think he's being genuine and real and honest and innocent when it comes to? I mean, he's basically doing the same thing.
Wait,
Trey's
Steve's
doing.
Not saying he's being innocent. He's just saying he's being real.
Yeah, obviously the kid has some sort of like attachment problem since he's known that Emily girl for 2 weeks, and he's like already like he had all these feelings for her. So obviously there's something not right in his head, but that doesn't make him like phony. That just makes him like a 22-year-old guy. Like there's obviously something not right in that way, but it's not him being fake.
All right, there.
And so, and overall, like you're happy with this season, or
Yeah, I like it. As I said, like I don't care. Some people may call it boring, but I find it like real. Like I don't need to see people breaking shit, getting drunk.
I do.
You could watch hundreds of shows on TV and find that crowd. I just want to see like just random people like trying to force to live together and seeing what happens. I mean, that's all I want to see.
I like seeing them get drunk and throw things around, and then I like seeing somebody like Leroy talk to them about it. Like that to me I thought it was fantastic. I wish it went on a little longer, but the guy had to leave early.
I just feel like the first couple episodes, they were focusing so much on the relationships, and it was like, what can we like get to know all the people and see them interacting with other members in the house?
They are being real, but they're not. Other than Brandon, we don't have enough Rex
backstory. Oh, messes. Yeah,
you'll get it.
Yeah, I think
they're building up those relationships to watch them crumble down. There's got to be something that goes on.
Well, because once the ex-girlfriends come, once the other girlfriends come, but really not even
excited.
that. But
I'm
I mean,
really excited for that.
Steamer, you said you saw the clip. I believe we talked about it last week or the week before. Robb looks like he's gonna have like a nervous breakdown or something.
Yeah, he's punching himself in the head. Right?
Do you think that's when his girl from back home comes or something?
I think that'll be the aftermath when she leaves, and Laura slaps his balls around and is like,
right.
Maybe fucking it happens while she's there and shit hits the fan.
Hey, I would love
That's
that.
what I'm hoping for.
But since we're talking about predictions, we're going to head to a commercial break, and when we get back, we will jump into some.
Hey there, good buddies. The handle's Woolly Bear. I'm a truck driving man, but I'm not that old school kind of truck driving man, no. I like to listen to podcasts while I'm driving through these great United States of ours. And my favorite podcasts in the world are from AfterBuzz TV. And why? Because AfterBuzz TV is like a post-game wrap-up show for all your favorite TV shows, like Jersey Shore, Dancing with the Stars, Mad Men, and a whole truckload more. I like listening to my Gossip Girl podcast, catching up with all my fellow fans and getting all the latest news and gossip. No, I got some strong opinions. And AfterBuzz TV lets me share those opinions with thousands of other listeners. Woo-wee, what a feeling. I used to doze off on those lonely stretches of road. And don't worry, I got the cruise control. But now I'm wide awake and listening to all the AfterBuzz TV goodness. Check them out. Give them a holler. And tell them the old Woolly Bear sent you.
It's a hardcore
punk. And we are back, and we're going to head into predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
And I mean, we were just talking right before we jump into that. We were just talking about the location of the show. And I mean, the cast members who we've talked to have even spoken about, they're like, dude, like, we're on an island. And the girls have to get dressed in heels and then walk in the mud and walk on a boat, and the boat drives them to the mainland in order to go out. That's a lot of work.
A lot of work.
Oh, cool.
And we're seeing it, and I think it's what's dragging them down. And I think also, you know, just, oh, we're going to Saint Croix, woo! And then it's like, what? It's the same. It was a snooze fest. It was the same
and
thing.
And actually, you were telling us.
Adam was.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Adam.
When they were talking about the parade and stuff, to me, it looked really lame. Okay,
there weren't that many people.
They're like, it's Saint Patty's Day was so crazy, and it shows Rob and Marie and Brandon at the bar, and they're the only 3 people at the bar doing shots with the bartender. It's like, come on, dude. St. Patty's Day,
and the parade was
for
right
me
thin.
on St. Patty's Day. I'm at a fucking crazy Irish pub, getting wasted with like 1,000 other people in the streets and stuff. There, it seemed pretty lame. But then in their interviews, they're talking about. I remember Brandon's interview on this episode talking about the parade. He's like, the parade was so crazy. Flags were waving. People were dancing, blah, blah, blah. And totally that part, you know, you could tell that the producers were telling him to say that.
You were saying that they say that to you guys.
Occasionally, you know, producers would be like, you know,
just kind of
like
big it up a little more.
They'd be like, yo, like, you know, say that it was crazy or that it was that you were having fun or whatever. So I mean, you could definitely tell there. Like, I don't think that they really built that parade up to be something it totally wasn't. I'm sure if we talked to them, they'd probably be like, it was okay, but I've had crazier St. Patrick's Days.
Right.
But they, you know, in their interview, they talk about how crazy it is, and it shows them talking about how crazy it is, and then it shows a quick little clip of a flag, someone waving a flag, and in your mind you just think that it's a crazy St. Patty's Day.
And also adding to that, editing wise, I don't know if you guys noticed this, tight shots on only them, certain corners. Even when they were in the bar, the camera was only on them.
And you could tell.
Bad Girls Club, if they're in a busier place, it's the camera from far away.
Yeah.
You see, and we've even noticed that about reality shows, is that they take them to all these places that are kind of dead.
Yeah,
but you were in Vegas, so I mean, it's hard.
I just think the
location.
I just think that Saint Croix is probably not, you know, the best St. Patty's Day. I mean, like St. Patty's Day, you want to go to Boston or
Chicago, New York,
yeah,
absolutely, Philly.
Like, yeah,
you don't want, not an island.
I've been in Boston for St. Patty's Day, and then watching them saying how Saint Croix was crazy for St. Patty's Day. Like, come on, give me a break, dude.
Yeah, it was kind of a snooze fest.
So predictions, we got. Everyone's getting in fights next week, it looks like.
So excited.
So
Marie and Swift.
So the girls are coming.
The girls are coming. Emily's coming first. So I don't know if we'll get that next week or the week after, because she said 7 days. So I don't know taping-wise how they'll edit that. But Marie and Swift, what do we think that fight could be over? Steamer, what do you think Marie and Swift are going to fight over?
I don't know if, like, Swift's coming to the defense of Rob, but it seemed like Rob was going after Swift, so
yeah.
I have no idea.
I agree it's something to do with Rob.
Really?
I don't know if it has something to do with Rob, but it seemed like Rob was sticking up for Marie and was like, Brandon, you need to chill, not talk to my bitch like that.
Kind of like that, right? He was sticking up for his girl.
And
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen Swift kind of 2 weeks ago, his argument with LaToya, it was
He
like...
gets drunk and he kind of argues about nothing.
Yeah. And then we got Trey, and I really couldn't catch who he was pissed at.
I don't know. I
didn't know if it was Marie, which I'm assuming it probably is going to be. Laura. And I feel like it's kind of going to be that, because I think she's going to... I wonder if he's going to blab it to somebody and then it gets back to her, or if he sits down and talks to her about it and how she reacts to whatever happened between him and Chelsea. I think we're going to get the conclusion of that next week.
Steamer, what do you think? Did we lose?
I have no idea. I was just waiting for the part where the girls come. That's the.
Yeah, finally the reveal of Emily and Chelsea would be great.
I'm more excited for Chelsea, but
I think it's going to be a crazy episode next week.
Finally.
I want to give a shout out, happy birthday to Sir Adam Royer.
My birthday
Nice.
actually
At midnight.
on the East Coast is my birthday right now.
All right, there
Happy
we go.
birthday,
In 2
Adam.
minutes. In 2 minutes.
And make sure you guys follow us on AfterBuzz TV on Facebook, Twitter. Subscribe, rate, comment on all the shows here at AfterBuzz TV on iTunes. And please keep the conversation going with us on Twitter. You can follow me at DJ Jesse J.
You can follow me on Twitter at Adam Royer MTV.
And you can't follow me anymore. I'm done. Yeah, done.
But you can join us next week, and we will actually have Swift in studio.
Ooh,
Oh,
baby.
that's great.
That's going to be
So
a good
we'll,
one.
we'll find out what he was really pissed
This show's
about.
getting really good, getting lots of people calling in, real worlders. This cast loves our show.
Love us.
Everyone wants to call
we
in and
love
be
them.
on it, and it's great.
So until next week, same time, same place. Peace.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.